Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Marion's podcast, The Unfiltered. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Marion's podcast, The Unfiltered African Girl. Whoever is new here, my name is Marion, a second year International Relations and Development Studies. I'm also a young black ambitious young girl raised up in the countryside in Kenya. And in this space, as we agreed, we're going to be talking about the issues that are affecting us in our society, especially as a young black girl. What issues I think are affecting me. So the issues that we experience, the issues we question, and most of the time the issues we are afraid to talk about in our society. So this video is mainly, or this podcast is mainly to talk about my perspective and what I don't agree to most of the times because I rant a lot. So mostly are issues I don't agree about because I've been raised up in a society where we have been raised up to believe a lot of stereotypes that I don't think they're right. Yeah, some of them may not be stereotypes, but I don't believe these issues that we have been raised about things we are seeing they are right. So that's why I created this space to talk about these issues and to give my perspective on them. So you are allowed to give your perspective in the comment section and give your view and what you think about the topic of today. So our topic of today is gonna be who told us that we all have to live our life in the same way that one person or the other live their life. Now they want us to live our life the same way. So the question is, who told us that we all have to live our lives in the same way? So I think I'll measure in women, because who told us as women that we all have to live our life in the same blueprint that is go and finish high school, get to campus, get education, find a career, get your independence, and never get a man in your life. So, but maybe with the main blueprint we are being told is that don't get married, but then there is those of you after you've got the career, you have become financially independent, and then maybe you can think about marriage. So we are being given as marriage as the last option. We are being sold these like marriage is a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I believe everything has an advantage and a disadvantage, but my only problem is that we are being only told the disadvantages of marriage. We are not being told the advantages of marriage. Most of the people are selling us only the disadvantages outside here. As a young girl who has been raised up, who has grown up with social media, who has grown up in this era of social media, I've come across, I get to Instagram, I open YouTube, I open TikTok, and there is only one message being sold there. Don't get married, men are evil, men are bad, marriage is not working, marriage is a lie, and all those. That's the main issue that we're being sold outside here as we open these channels. As a part of my experience is that I think when I finished high school back in 2024, then I got my own phone. So I got introduced to TikTok. Most of us are using TikTok most of the time. So I got introduced to this side of TikTok that was saying, finish your career, finish your campus, and then forget being financially independent, and because they never get married. Like most of the people are like, marriages are not working, men are liars. So like, get your financial independence and live your independent life. You don't need a man. Men are useless. And this. So I was introduced to this specific side of TikTok where it's against marriage and all that. So I found the urge to follow the people who are saying like marriages are wrong and this and whether. And I'm not saying they are wrong. Yeah, everyone is allowed to give their perspective on what they think. So I was introduced for like since 2024 on November I finished. On November I have been following this side of TikTok that has been telling me like, oh, don't get married, just get your financial independence and that's enough. It's all you need in this life. So for 2 years now I've been, because this year is almost over. For more than 1.5 years now. That's the, I think, for more than 1.5 years now. I've been following this blueprint where I finished high school. I'm gonna finish campus in 2-3 years, and then I get to a financial independent. Not financially, I get to a good career. I gain my financial independence and I live my life the way without needing any man. So that's the blueprint that I'm literally on, because that's the blueprint that social media has sold me. That's the blueprint that I think is right, because I'm not denying the fact that most of the marriages, let me not say most, but some of the marriages are not working out. There are women who have been abused, women who have been financially degraded and what have you, women who have been abused, tortured, women who left their careers and their education and decided to get married and then they regretted it later. I'm not denying there are women like those. I'm not denying that we should not listen to them. We should listen to them. We should get their experiences. And then, but what the problem is that they are telling us this like they want us to do. They already went to these marriages, the marriages failed. Now they're telling us like, don't get married. But I only have one problem, which is, where they're only selling us this side where it's bad. They were not showing us the good side where they were enjoying while they were dating, being taken to good hotels, being like enjoying like before it became abusive. They are not showing us this side like it can also be good. Just that they wait until like the marriages have become abusive. They are being tortured. They are being butchered and all those. I believe there are girls who have been killed. Especially there is a similar case that has happened in our country not recently, a few years ago, I think since I was in high school, where this university student was having a relationship with I believe a member of parliament. After that, I think they had a disagreement or something came in between, and the member of parliament like killed the girl. So it has been, I believe, 5 years down the line until a few days ago it's when justice was finally served. But they are only selling us this side where the relationships are abusive, but they are not selling us this side where that they were enjoying this relationship before it became abusive. They are not showing us this side where like it was also good before it became bad. I believe even a potato is good before it turns rotten. So they are not showing us this only the good side. They're only showing us the negative side, and they want us to believe the negative side only. And then we, as young naive girls growing up, we are insecure and all that, and then we are like, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to get butchered and all that. I don't want to regret. And so we are like, I'll never get married. Let me just follow what the society is saying, and I'll never get married, because we are already saying like it's a wrong thing. But something that I've been questioning from since a few days ago, like, why are they selling us only this disadvantaged side? Why are they not selling us the positive side? So I have a lot of questions. Like, I don't know. They should sell us both sides so that you can be like, decide which side you want to choose. Because like literally, why do you want us to sell us one side, and then we have scheduled our lives in a manner that we want to. So now I'm scheduled my life like I want to finish campus, build a career, and then just get my financial independence and live my life independently. But I'm not being given this option where like you can also get married and enjoy your financial independence, because it's also possible. I'm not saying that there are relationships that have become abusive, women have been beaten, they have been taken advantage of, but I think, I don't deny it, but I believe we should listen to these women, learn from their experience. But when the final decisions comes to when making a final decision, we should make the judgment on our own. Now they are selling that, they are saying like women don't get married because see what happened to this one. I don't believe that all men are the same. Yeah, as far as many have proved to be the same, but I believe there is a few percentage that is that is right, what then I believe it can also, you can also find good manners. Believe there are good men, there are bad men, there are good women, there are bad women, there are good relationships, there are bad relationships, there are unfaithful men and women, there are faithful men and women. So I believe let's not only focus, because for me, like, I'm only focusing on this side where like it's bad. And then I was watching these, I was recently, yesterday when I came to this realization, I remembered, like, yeah, I'm only focusing on the negative side because most of the people are selling me this negative side, like, it can't work out, like many of the marriages don't work out. So until I was trying to figure out an example of somewhere where a relationship has worked out. And then I remember a YouTube video I saw weeks ago, like, and then I'm like, where the guy is supporting the lady to make videos and all that. They are both running a YouTube channel, and I'm like, it's also an example of a working relationship. Yeah, as far as we don't know how it will end, but it's also an example of a working relationship. But the instance I see something like that, I'll obviously not think like it's a working relationship. I tend to like not see it, because but when I see, let's compare two videos. When I see a video of a young couple supporting each other and doing this and doing that, because the guy said like they have been lovers since he was in high school, like in campus, I believe, and then they finished campus, got a career, and then they are still married. Then they got married later. So when I see this, I'm not like, my mind usually doesn't come like this is an example of a working relationship. I don't see that. But when I see another video where the guy is abusive and all that, I'll be like, this is the reason why I should not get married. Do you see how abusive relationships are? So I only tend to believe the negative side, and I'm not seeing the positive side. So I came to this realization, and I was like, I think it's the side where I've been exposed too much into, that the people I'm following on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube that are selling me this side, like, it's all bad, but I'm not also seeing this side, like, it can also be good. But as far as I believe, 60% of our social media is selling us this negative side of marriages and relationships. But it's only a few percentage where we are seeing the couple really that is supporting each other. Well, I believe there are men who support their women in education, who support their women to get good careers. As far as you are saying, it's finish education, get a career, become independent and all that. I believe there are men who support with their women to be financially independent. Their relationship where someone is loved, is what is protected and is pushed to achieve their best in life by their partner. But we are not seeing this most of the time. We are only seeing the part where it's not working. Yeah, I believe most of them are not working. I don't deny that fact, but let's also not deny the fact that there are a few that are working. So let's not be too judgmental and say like men are trash, because that's what we are hearing. Men are trash, men are evil, become financially independent, you don't need a man, you don't need anyone, just finish your education and do all that, because you don't literally need a man. And then the other side, because I have a problem with the society and social media. But social media, you see, I follow this lady who is like, most of the people I follow, they are like, I'm not blaming myself for following them, but this is the side that I was introduced to. As I say, when I got introduced to social media, this is the part I landed on. And following the examples I'm seeing in real life, it tends to like, I tend to lean most onto this negative side. So these social media socialites are saying like, oh, I'll never get married, I'll never do that, I'll never listen to a man. Men are trash, men are evil, men are useless, men are liars, men are cheaters. I don't deny they are all that, but I believe it also applies to women, because also women cheat, women lie, women do that. But but we are only saying that I believe, yeah, as far as I'm a supporter of the girl child, I believe like we are also abandoning the boy child in somehow. Yeah, we are abandoning the boy child because you are not listening to the experiences where a guy is saying like a lady cheated on him. I've not seen that's for some time now. I've not been exposed to that side where a guy is saying like I've been cheated on. But I've been exposed to this side where like where the ladies are the one complaining, so don't blame me. So so these socialites are saying like men are cheaters and all that. Yeah, they are saying these niggas, don't trust these niggas and what have you. And then you're like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is right. I should never trust that. So I placed my life in this blueprint where like, let me get my education, finish my campus, get a career, be financially independent. I don't need a man. I can be independent and do my own things by myself because I don't want to be cheated on. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be tortured. I don't want to be done all that. So they're selling us this side, and then I follow this person for a year or for a few months, and then you realize that this person gets into a relationship, gets married, gets children, and then and then they are literally like they have partners, like they are relying on, and I'm just left there, and I'm like, wasn't this the same nigga who was telling us like don't get married, men are abusive, men relationships are not working, marriage is not working, but she's doing the same opposite thing that she was preaching outside here. And you find that these socialites have over 1 million followers on these channels that they are selling this, and then you are just hit with this shock like what happened, because she was saying like don't do this, don't do that, these niggas are what, this, that this. So like you just the instant she reveals that, and then I'm a lover of comment section. So the instant I see the video and then I get to the comment section and people are like, wasn't she the one who was saying this? What happened? So I'm also like, oh, I'm not alone who is questioning what happened, because she saw that this time like she will never get married, she'll not do this, she'll not do that. So we also said like we'll not do this, we'll not do that, because she said she's not doing this, she's not doing that. They're selling her this side like they will not do this, they'll not. But now they do that, and then we are left like, I've already formed my mind in the manner that I don't want to do this, but she's doing. I don't deny the fact that you can change your mind. Something you do in your 20s, you say in your 20s, you can change in your 30s. Our perspectives also improve, our thinkings change. Maybe you realize that you want to, maybe you finally realize you can handle a relationship with a man. Finally, you realize like, maybe the relationships do work. But why? I'm not saying they should not be telling us these things, because we should also be aware of the issues that are affecting people in marriages and in relationships. But why should they? They are saying it in a manner that they are conditioning us, just that, well, if they are not doing it, we should also not doing it. If they are like, if it's bad, yeah, if it's bad, they are saying it's bad, so we should not be doing it. So we have conditioned ourselves like, I don't want to do that, but she ends up doing the same thing. So I'm left in a situation where like, what should I do? So this comes from an experience of some socialite I was following on TikTok, and then she was really against men. She was really against men, and she then recently she reveals like she's pregnant, she's holding a relationship and what have you. And then I'm like, well, this the same nigga who was saying men are trash, men are evil, men are cheating and what have you. So like, and then I came to this realization like we have been exposed to this side where like it's bad. We have been told it's bad, and then now we have believed it's bad. But those people are telling us it's bad. They are doing the same thing. Because why should they do the same thing if they themselves they think it's wrong? So I feel like I have a lot of I'm still confused, because I don't know now which side to lean on. Where it's true like the relationships are not working and what have you, but I'm also like, you can also give it a try. we are not giving it a try because we are afraid that what if something happens to me? Because I believe there are also relationships that are supportive, that they are healthy, that someone will support your career and your independence and all that. But I don't think that it's just this one side that we are being sold. Like, we should experience both sides and see how it is like. So another issue we are being sold is like these ladies who say like, as a lady, get your education, get your independence and all that, get all this that you need. You don't need a man, you don't need anything in your life, you just need your education, and with the education you can get your independence and all that. But I'll come to look at these people and like, they have people who will support them, people who are what will support the education, support the university, support their campus life, like without having to struggle at any point. Like, they get to university, do their degree, get to master's, get to PhD without struggling. They can literally put food on their table without having any struggle. So I look at these people and like, yeah, I look at them saying like, as a woman, education is the only thing that you need. And then they will be like, yeah, and I'll be like, yeah, it's the only thing that I need. But when I look at it and I'm like, is it? There are people who have been raised up in financially stable families and they're telling us like, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't. But imagine a scenario where you don't have someone to give you that financial stability. I believe you can have an option of getting married at even 21 and finishing your education at 25, because I believe there are some who have been married at 21 and finish their education at 25 because they got men who are supporting them to finish their education. I believe because they are selling us like, a man can never do that, but we are also getting these men who are supporting them to finish their education. I believe you can finish your education at 22, at 23, and then start your career and then maybe get married later. And then there are those who finish their career, get into the relationships, and then after getting into their relationship, establish their careers, get their independence. Yeah, I believe there are different angles at which things are working out, but we have only been sold this one side where we are saying like, don't do this, don't do that. Just finish high school, finish your campus life, then establish your career, then become stable, and maybe marriage will come as a last option because it's not important, because you will have your financial stability, you will have everything you need, you don't need a man, you don't need all this. But I believe the society is about, we need family, we need the community, we need partners, we need all these things. So I believe like, we should also get these things, we should get an opportunity where we can get these things without having to just lean on one side of the story. I'm not saying that it's bad that they are getting masters, getting PhDs, and finishing all these degrees. I'm not saying that it's bad that they are telling us to finish all these degrees. But imagine a scenario where a girl is growing up with limited resources, like she can't put food on her table and all this and all that. How will you get these things? How will you get the financial stability? How will you pay for these degrees? How will you put food on your table and all this? Because I believe there are people who come from limited resources. There are people who don't have financially stable parents, and there are many people who are struggling outside here with a lot of issues. And I believe like I don't believe the fact that they are selling us this thing, but we're not also being told that there is a side where a girl will come from a not financially stable family, get a man who will support her education and to finish her education, and a man who will help you raise your career, and you will become independent through that career. A man who you will both find yourselves while young, and then you will build your careers together and your financial stability together. They are not telling us this side, they are only telling us this side like, you don't need all these things, but I believe there are some of us outside here who don't have financially stable parents or family members who can support us through all those things. So we should also consider both sides. So imagine a girl who comes from a limited resource area following this side, or where like she'll feel like she's disadvantaged and all these things, because she's trying to follow these things that will not practically like work in her life, because she doesn't have the financial stability, she doesn't have parents who will support her and all these things. So she's just being sold this blueprint and she wants to follow this blueprint. As far as we want to follow this blueprint, but one's experience is different for another from another one's experience. So your experience, you should not be selling me this your experience and be like, you want me to follow your experience, because I believe your experience is your experience and my life is my life. So don't put it like you want me to follow it so much until like I feel like what I'm following, what I'm doing is wrong, until now I have to. Cause imagine a scenario where like you're meeting everyone from Instagram, from your TikTok and your YouTube, saying all these things, then you tend to obviously follow these things and be like, they are not working and it's bad, I should only focus on my career and what have you. But I believe you can also, we are putting it in a manner like marriage is a woman's downfall, marriage is the only woman's downfall. And I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's the only way, because I believe everyone's experience is different. I believe there's a few marriages that are working out. And imagine a scenario where the person telling you like, these people telling us like, they're telling us like literally relationships are not working. They are the same people who are married and they're stuck in their marriages like, let me like a tick sucking blood from a from a cow. Whoever has seen a tick like stuck in a cow, in the skin of a cow sucking blood? So like they are stuck in these marriages like a tick sucking blood from a cow, and they're telling us, oh, don't make mistakes. They're like this. They're telling us, these young girls, like, don't get married. Relationships are bad. This and this is bad. Don't do this, don't do that. But themselves, they are stuck in these marriages. They are still suffering in these marriages, but they're telling us, oh, don't get married, don't do this, don't do that. Why don't you break free from those marriages, and then you can tell us, oh, those marriages are bad. And you should just tell us your example, and then I'll be the one to think and be like, do I want to stay away, or do I want just let you? I'm willing to listen. Tell us your experiences and I will listen. Tell me you are abused and I listen. But don't put me in a position where I'm like, I have to make a decision based on your experience. So like, stop this thing like you are forcing people to make decisions regarding your experience, how you experience this or you experience that, and you are forcing us to make decisions regarding what you think. So it's just so saddening. Themselves, they are stuck in these marriages, they are building the marriages, they are having children. A person has one child and tells you all relationships are bad. Then the same person has been telling his relationships are bad. You will find a few months later, or a year later or 2 years later, she has the second child, she has the third child, she has the fourth child. Then why is she doing this if these relationships are abusive and all this? She's literally making you the same mistake she's telling you. Why doesn't she walk away? The same people are telling you this, they're having children, they're building houses with these partners, they are saying that they are abusive and all that. They are building careers with these men, they are investing, they are starting businesses, they are doing this, they are doing that, they are investing in places. But they are telling you like, don't follow this, don't do that, don't do this. But themselves, they are doing that. So I believe there are people, there are men outside here who can support you through your education, men who can support you through your career, who can help you get your financial independence, who you can build businesses with, invest together, do all these things. But yeah, as far as it's hard to find them, but the same people who are telling you to do these things, the same people, they are also doing the same thing. So just tell me your experience, I'll listen. Tell me you abused, I'll listen. But stop conditioning me to like make a decision based on what you want. And like they are literally like telling you like, and then years later they'll see you married and be like, I told her relationships are abusive, she didn't want, let's see her. How sure are you mine will not work out? How sure are you, tell me, how sure are you mine will not work out? So like stop conditioning me to like they are putting their experiences to be the universal blueprint, like we should just literally follow what they want and what they are saying because we have seen relationships that are abusive. Yeah, they're abusive. I was watching a TikTok, not TikTok, an Instagram reel yesterday, where this lady gets in. The reason why is to say they're only telling us the negative side. She's saying like her relationship was happy. They started dating happily. Everything was perfect. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They were happy. They even had a first child, and then I believe the first child and the second child, but I'm not sure. And then she was like, but they have children, or a child or children, whatever it is. And then they're like, now when they were happy, she was not getting to Instagram and saying, oh, am I experiencing this happy relationship and what have you. Now when now this happened and like, the guy started cheating and is cheating and is cheating and with high school students. Now she'll come and find him with high school students and all that, sleeping with her around with high school students, and then she decides not to walk away. You see, she decides not to walk away, but she still continue persisting and being in the same relationship after seeing this like. Now, now it reaches this day where he finds the guy again with a high school girl, and then now when the girl leaves, and then now the guy starts abusing her, beating her. It felt so bad, yeah. It felt bad because the guy like took an axe. It an axe? Yeah, and then like literally cut her like this side of one side of the eye, and like the eye like she lost one eye, and then he also like hit her 3 eyes on the head, like he also hit her on the back of the head, and then I believe it was on this side again, and then several places of on the head, and then as she was screaming, the neighbors came to help. The guy ran and hanged himself because he knew what he had done is wrong. But my question is, why did she walk away the instant when she found out that the guy was cheating, the guy was sleeping around? Why did she have to wait until it had to get that bad so that she can walk out of the relationship while even her hand actually, now she was also, he also like cut her and now she can't even walk. So like, why didn't she walk away from the relationship early enough to like save your life? Because yeah, I get that sometimes the walking away is not an option that we have because we don't have the financial stability. How will you survive from this and that? How will you do this without the man? But do you have to get so abused until like now she literally has her hand cut, she can't walk, she can't do this, she can't do anything, like she's literally sitting there. She has lost one eye, she only has one eye, she has several marks on her head, several marks on her body. But I believe, yeah, as far as we don't have the financial stability, but imagine if she would have walked away from the beginning, she would have at least been having her hand and she could work and do this job. It's not that I'm being judgmental, but I'm giving my opinion. I really felt bad for her that she had to experience that. But I also now would question, like, why didn't she walk away from the beginning? Why, when the relationship started getting abusive, why didn't she walk away? And then there's this side where they're saying, I can't walk away because, yeah, they don't have the financial stability. Yeah, I understand. You'll be like, oh, after I've walked away, how will I survive? How will I raise the children? And then we come to these children. These children, where they're staying in these abusive relationships and these abusive marriages because they're saying, like, I don't want to raise my children as a single parent. But imagine a scenario where you have a child, but you are raising, the child is seeing the husband is abusing you. You are not getting, like, it's an abusive relationship. It's an abusive marriage. Then what's the purpose of staying and be like, I want to raise my family. I want to raise my children with a father and a mom. But I don't believe, we have been raised up with this to believe like, a complete family includes a husband and a wife and children. I don't believe it's right. I don't believe it should be like that. I believe a complete family is where you can be a mother and your children, but you are happy. You are or a husband and the children, a man and the children, without the wife. If the wife was the one who was all these dramas. I don't believe a complete family should later be having the husband and the wife and the children, but it's experiencing, it's abusive, it's tormenting. The guy is abusing the wife, he's abusing the children, he's beating the children and all that. I don't believe that's the perfect family that you would be fighting for to give your children. So the just that I blame these, I don't know who to blame, but I blame them. I think it should be 50-50. I blame the guy for abusing the lady, and I also blame the lady for not walking away when she had the opportunity to walk away. Because I literally looked at her and I was like, why didn't you walk away? Because now you literally can't provide for your children because you literally don't even have a hand. She says she can't provide for her children because she doesn't even have a hand. Imagine with that thinking, she would have walked away from the first start. She would be providing for her children right now. She would be okay. She would be having marks. She would be having both eyes. She would be happy with her children. But imagine now she can't do anything. But it's just that we have been conditioned to believe that giving your children a perfect family is where you have the husband, you have the kids, you have the wife there. But at what cost? Because the cost is so high of having all these things. But I don't know. I just look at it and say like, she's regretting she didn't finish her education to get married. So that's why I'm not saying marriage is good. I'm not saying education is good. I'm not saying marriage is bad. I'm not saying like education is bad either. I'm saying education is good, marriage is good, and I think we should be given, but I believe you should be placed in a position where you can choose between the both of them. You should be given the knowledge to choose between the both of them so that you can make a decision based on, not a decision based on people who are saying like, don't do this, don't do that, but themselves they are stuck in these marriages, they are making the marriages work, they are doing all these things. But so I believe that there are marriages that are working outside here, even if there are a few. What if you say like you be like some of these people outside here and be like, oh, we buy this side, like marriages are not working, relationships are not working, and you'll be like, I don't want relationships, I don't want marriage. But what if yours would have worked out? What if yours was the 1% that is working out or 10% that is working out? So let's not make decisions too fast to be like, I already want this. Let's just listen to these experiences, because I'm not saying, I'm denying that women are abused, they are beaten, they are tormented, they are denied their financial stability, they are denied their independence, they are killed, they are butchered and all these things. But I'm also saying like, yeah, tell us your experience, we'll listen. Tell us what you experienced, we'll listen. Tell us what your perspective is, we'll listen. But don't put me in a place like you want me to follow what you think is right. You also tried it and then you realize it's not working. Why did you walk away? That now you have been butchered and done all that. Now you want to condition me to like, what if me, I'll walk away before I become butchered? So like, yeah, tell us these things you are experiencing. Tell us what your perspective on marriage is, and then I'll decide what I'll do. Because you are literally putting it like marriage is the downfall of a woman, and I don't think that's what it should be, as far as it's what it is. But let's not condition people to, let's not put it as like it's the universal rule. After you have said it, and we want everyone to follow that blueprint, and then like when someone makes a decision, I'm like, isn't she seeing like the relationships and marriages are not working outside? Yeah, why is she getting married? Maybe hers will work out. Maybe she'll get the supportive partner. Maybe she'll get what she'll need. But I'm not saying marriage. I'm saying marriages are good and they are also bad, because in this life no one is perfect. In this life we have ups and downs. In this life we have advantages and disadvantages. So yeah, let's just say you're up. They should sell at the upside and the downside, and then you choose what you want to see, because we also want to see when you are happy. So because we also want to be happy. But there are ladies outside here who are posting like they are happy, they are experiencing happy relationships, and then there's this actually saying that. I remember also, I watch a lot this girl on TikTok. I believe some of you have seen her, where she's a 19-year-old and she's saying like she got married at around 18, and she's like she never went to campus. She's like, she's happy in her marriage. She'll never finish education. She's happy. She wants to serve people. She wants to serve her husband. She wants to like marriage. Marriage is literally everything that she wanted, because she has money. The man has money. She's getting the respect. I don't know. She's there. Like literally, marriage is the only thing she wants. She doesn't want education. She doesn't want anything. But she'll never go to campus, because she just wants to serve the husband, serve the guests, have children and all that. I'm not saying it's bad, but as a girl, as a supporter of the girl child education, I would have wished for her to go to get high education, and then like get high education and get to know, like have at least something in your hand and then something to work with. And then when she will be like, because you never know what might happen tomorrow. What if the guy wakes up and divorces her? What if the guy wakes up and say like, I don't want you anymore? What if the guy wakes up and say like, I don't want to see you here? What will happen to her? And then, if she would have gone to campus, got a career, got a stable career, or get specialized in something, and then still continued with a marriage and did became happy serving people and all this. When it comes to this situation where she has been, I'm not wishing her the worst, but then she would have been like, the guy said maybe whatever might happen, maybe the divorce and what have you, she would at least be somewhere, and then she would be like, she can get a job because she went to campus, studied and did all these things. She specialized in something. She can go look for a job. She can support herself after that. But now imagine a scenario where the marriage has ended. What will happen to her? Yeah, I'm not wishing that it ends, but what will happen to her if the marriage ends? So I'm not saying I'm 110% or even 200% supporter of girl child education. Why? That's why it angers me so much. I was watching a documentary last night, or documented by Al Jazeera, of the Afghanistan girls, what is happening in Afghanistan. And I feel so bad that the women in Afghanistan are not getting education. I feel so bad that the women and the girls in Afghanistan have been denied the opportunity to go to school. They have been denied the opportunity to get education or employment. And no, they have literally been left only with one working ground, which is marriage. Because likely she's not getting education, she can't go to school, she can't get employed, she can't get, like, she's the only purpose she was born into this life is just to get married. And I was watching a few clips, and it's like women, I see guys at the age of 6, 7, 8 and 9 getting married to fucking 45-year-old men. How can a 45-year-old man marry a 6-year-old? I look at the girl and I feel so bad. Yeah, actually I feel so bad. Sometimes I told my sister, like, I could, if I had the powers, I could just enter through the phone and get to the other side and go with an axe and slash this person. Yeah, because it feels so bad. Because I think at the age of 6 myself, I look at these 6-year-olds, and at the age of 6, I believe I was still playing outside. I didn't even know what life is. I didn't even know what I was doing. I believe I was still in kindergarten, doing play groups, building these toys, dressing my dolls and all these things. So when I look at this child and like she has been denied the opportunity to to get these things, she has been denied the opportunity to be a child. I feel so bad. Like, she should be doing kindergarten. She should be singing game and play groups. She should be coloring books and flowers, picking flowers. It's when she should be learning how to hold a pen and what have you. But because I think education is a basic necessity, and I think, yeah, as far as I'm not saying like like no, not all of us are getting that, but I believe it's already, education is a basic necessity that every girl should be getting. As far as the Taliban and those girls in Afghanistan, like, they have been denied this. Like, why should the boy child get that and the girl child can't get that? Who said like the girl child should not be getting this and the boy child only should be getting that? So I just feel literally bad as a lady seeing this 6-year-old getting married. I'm a 20-year-old, and I believe, like, when I think about marriage, and I'm like, that's a field that I'm not even ready to explore yet, because I don't feel like I'm ready. I feel like there are a lot of things I don't know there. But when I look at this 6-year-old getting married to a 60-year-old man, or a 40-year-old man, a 30-year-old man, I feel so bad, because she's literally a child. Why the world is so cruel, by the way. The world. I'm not saying it's happening in Afghanistan only. It's happening all over the world. That's why I'm saying the world is cruel. I saw another one in Nigeria where a man is getting married to a 6-year-old. I don't know what the problem is, but it's so bad. And then the men will say, like, yeah, I earlier said, like, we are not supporting the boy child enough and what have you, but this is what makes us support the girl child, because it's the boy child that is, they're fucking 45-year-old marrying a 6-year-old girl. How can you tell me to support the boy child when I'm looking at girls are suffering outside here? Girls are not getting education, girls cannot be employed, girls cannot get this. Then let me start with my gender first, then I can support this other gender, whichever it is. And then, cause it's just angers me so much to look at these things that are happening across the world. I just feel like, why can't leaders intervene in such things? But when I think about these leaders, the leaders in the Taliban are the ones who are saying, like, they don't want the girls. They are the ones who ban the education. They are the ones who don't want girls to go to school. These girls can't get employment, because where the world is with technology and AI right now, how can you get an employment opportunity if you are not educated? So, like, they are just literally leaving them with no working ground. The only working ground they have is just literally get married, be born, get married at the age of 6, serve that man, get children, continue serving until you die, because that's the only thing that they're left with. So it angers me so much. I was watching this documentary, and then this lady who is fighting for these women to get their rights, and she's like, her name is Mahoboba Siraj, I think it's something like that. And then she's saying they scheduled a meeting with the Taliban in Oslo, Norway. And then after going to Oslo, Norway, the Taliban leaders and her and a few other supporters of the female education, they went to Oslo in Norway, and then they're like what? They are saying, the Taliban listened to them. They said, we'll consider what you are saying. They gave them what they want. They told them they want the schools to continue for the girl child. They want the girls to go back to school. They want the girls to seek employment and all these things. And then when they immediately finished so they literally give them everything they wanted, and then immediately they left Oslo. Now the Mabuba is saying, like, when they left Oslo and when she came back to Kabul in Afghanistan, like the Taliban acted like nothing happened. They didn't discuss education, they didn't discuss all these things. So she's acting like nothing happened, they didn't implement nothing. So when I think like the leader should be supporting this, should be actually literally arresting and beheading these people who are literally abusing these young girls, getting married to these young girls, raping these young girls. Imagine a group like I saw like a clip in India where like 20 guys are abused like a 9-year-old girl. So like these people should be beheaded. If I were a leader, these people would be beheaded, and then, after that they will be walking freely in the society. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And then I'll be like, so after they went back to Kabul in Afghanistan, they are like, they acted like nothing happened, the meeting didn't happen, they didn't agree to, they're acting like they didn't agree, like they would consider opening the school for the young girl child. And then they like, then I feel like we are being failed by also these leaders. We are being failed by these leaders who are like, because they are literally looking at these things happening, because I see they also, I believe 100% they are seeing these things that are happening across the world to small young children, but they are doing nothing. So I just feel like if I were in a position to behead these people who are doing this, I would literally do it 100%. Like, it's so bad that people are abused, young girls are abused and nothing is done, like literally nothing. So it just feels so bad. I feel so bad, like education is a basic necessity that should be given to all girls, so that after she has gotten a education and she knows what is right, what is wrong. She has studied up to campus, but all she has studied up to high school, she has finished high school. She is literally at a position to say, like, I want to continue with the education, or I want to get married, or I want to continue with my career, or I want both, because you can want both, you can get a career and get married at the same time. So I believe, I'm not saying education marriage is bad or education is bad, but I believe marriage is also good and education is good. But let's give the people education first, and then so that they can be in a position to like choose what to do next. Like, with education, you can choose what you want, whether you want to imagine a young girl who has been married at the age of 6. She had dreams. She wanted to become a doctor, she wanted to be an astronaut, she wanted to be a surgeon, she wanted to be a teacher, but she doesn't get this opportunity. Maybe she wanted to be a teacher and get married, but now this one dream is being shattered because she's like literally not getting any working or any ground to work with. She's only conditioned to this ground. So I'm not saying any is bad or any is good. Both are good. And then I just believe like people should tell us the experiences, we listen, but they should not tell us what we should do. The final decision should be your decision to make. So I believe the final decision should be yours to make, and then at the end of the day, so as young women or young girls being raised up in this society, let's not allow social media to tell us what to choose and whether it's wrong or it's right. Let's make the decision. I believe they should give us an option where we have to choose. Rather educators where we can see to a point where you can see a healthy relationship around education, where we can get financial stability, where we can choose financial independence, but still get this side, because I believe it should educate us on both, so that you can just literally choose what you think is right with you, because them literally choosing what they think is right and making everyone to just follow it, it's bad. So let's get the independence, because we literally choose what you think is right and what you want, because let's not allow social media to condition us to think like this is right, this is wrong, and like they're just literally selling us this only one part. So as I end the podcast for today, let me, as our question is as our question was, who said that this everyone's life has to follow the same blueprint? Because your experience is not my experience, your story will not be my story. Tell me what you experienced, but leave me to make the final decision, because it's my life. Your experience is your experience, my experience is my experience. But at the same time, let's listen to their experiences, but let's be informed to make the right decision, but let's not make a decision where, like, cause if I'm educated, I can choose to get my independence, or I can choose to get married. Because it's okay to get your independence and choose not to get married. Don't let the social media to push you, like, be everyone is getting married, you should not follow your independence. And at the same time, if you want to get married and build a career, don't let social media be like marriages are not working, and you will tend to believe that. So as we end this video, you can literally choose both. The society is not educating us to a point where we can choose both, but the option is there. So I know there are many people who have their own opinions on this topic. Many people who think, like, who will say like I'm wrong or what have you, or like maybe they will say like I'm supporting these niggers and what have you. But I'm just giving my perspective on what I think, the perspective I think the society has not raised us to see, the society that social media is not giving us, the society that, because social media is giving us only the disadvantages and the downfall, they are not giving us the upside, the parts where they were happy and all this. So as we end, I'm a big supporter of girl child education. So education is the most important thing, I believe, before you choose whether marriage is good or not. But I believe, yeah, people will come at me and say like, oh, but this is my perspective. You're also allowed to have your own view, just as these people who are misleading us outside here saying it's bad. So me, I'm allowed to stand on both grounds. It's good, it's bad. It has the good side, the advantages, the disadvantages. It has both. So I'll stand with both, the middle ground, and say like, it can be bad, it can be good, but don't let your bad experience influence don't make it like I have to follow your blueprint because you think it's right. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to comment on what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share. So that's it for today. Give your perspective, and see you next time on what. Also, don't forget to give me what you think our next topic of discussion is. If you have a topic in mind, don't forget to share it with me in the comment section. I can see what I can do about it. So that's it for today. Ciao.